All right, let's talk about qualifying in the ARCA car at Homestead. I'm sure going to miss Bristol. That was a pretty fun track with some really crazy results. Um, Before I talk about the lap, I just want to give a quick introduction and qualifications of sort. If you want, I will leave a timestamp for the lap beginning. Um, so I'm pretty new to iRacing. I've always liked hot lapping, but in more arcadey style games. But you see here, I've gotten up to 138 starts, and I'm up to 37 poles. And I know maybe for 2 dozen races or so, I did not want to qualify up front because I didn't want to ruin any of the front runners' days. So I would start in the back and just kind of learn how to race around people. Bristol's been great. You can see I think I have 9 straight front row starts. That's crazy. Some decent finishes. Well, let's not talk about these. Some of those crazy races. My average, it looks like, is third for qualifying in ARCA. I have absolutely loved the last 3 weeks. These 3 short tracks have been great, but I think I'm doing pretty good at Homestead too, just in my short little practice sessions. First, the settings. I think 16 to 1 is great for a track like this. I like to have the fine adjustments. Feels good. +4 is just what I settled on for this track. I think I was +14 for Bristol because I was running 14 to 1 there. This just feels good. And I like to have the brakes all the way to the back because you're not using them much. So if you can get all that rotation from them, or a little bit out of them, I think that's good. For the race, I'll probably go up because I don't want to spin out if I'm hitting the brakes for anyone. I have the track temp set to 90. It looks like we're going to get anywhere from the upper 80s to the upper 90s throughout the week. And I found that makes a pretty big difference. Seems like every 3 to 4 degrees is about a tenth. So for about 90, I'm hoping to run somewhere in the fives, hopefully on camera. I know when I test, and there's no pressure, I'm not talking, I could run a 5 pretty easy, but we'll see how this goes. Second lap I found to be better, but I found it to be best when I don't really push the outlap or the first lap turns too hard. Of course, except for the last one, so I get the run up. So I take these easy, just get a little bit of heat into them. I'm going to run the low line. I found that to be the best for me. I think if you can really be good at ripping along the wall, you might want to look into it, but for me, I couldn't get it to more with maybe about a tenth of the low line, so I'm going to go with the low line. Okay, so let's lock in. Get a good run up, run the high wall here. Gas when you're pretty sure you can. We're looking for about 177 to 178 with the line. That's a decent run up. Yeah, right there. Turn 1, you gotta brake a little bit earlier than turn 3. I'm not sure if the banking's different or if the radius is a little different, but that's just what I found. And decent, not the best. Turn 3, you can drive in a little deeper. You start turning and then start braking. Get into this gas, and if you can hold that, that's a pretty good lap. Let's see. Not bad. Ooh, it's going to be, pretty good. It's a 540. I think if you can replicate that, you're going to do just fine next week. If you get one of the track seeds, where it's like a 96-degree track I've loaded up for qualifying, you're going to be looking at probably the mid-6s to even a 7, I think, is going to be just fine. One tip I want to give you is there are a lot of clouds out with the weather they have set for us. So if a cloud comes out, and they do quite often, the track temp will drop about 5 degrees in a minute or two, I've noticed. So when you load in for qualifying, if it's sunny, it might be a decent idea to sit there a minute or two and see if that cloud comes out, because if you go and it's sunny and someone else goes later and it's cloudy, they're going to have a big advantage. I mean, that's like a tenth and a half at least with that temperature swing. So, yeah, keep that in mind. I will probably be doing that. Anyway, I wish you guys good luck next week. Hope to see you out there. And I hope we have a fun week. Maybe a little less chaos than Bristol. That'd be nice. But still, the high finishes would be great. So, yeah, I hope this was helpful. Uh, Good luck racing.